the king has fallen. One of the biggest shocks of the 2025 Rolex Paris Masters. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz, defeated by Cameron Norrie. Final score, 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. Alcaraz took the first set and looked in control. Then the match flipped. Norrie grew stronger, stayed solid and turned the tide. Alcaraz paid for his mistakes. 54 unforced errors. After the match he said, "I had no feeling for the ball. This is the worst match of the year. I'll try to forget it." The loss ends an incredible run. 17 straight wins in Masters 1000 events. This result makes the battle for world number 1 even tighter. If Sinner wins the tournament he could take the top spot. The crowd was stunned. The champion everyone thought was unbeatable, has fallen. But Alcaraz won't stay down for long. He leaves Paris frustrated, but ready to fight back in Turin, the Davis Cup, and finish the season strong. A rivalry reignited. In Paris, inside the newly minted La Défense Arena, the tensions between Corentin Moutet and Alexander Bublik boiled over once again. Just months earlier in Phoenix, their match had ended with heated words and nearly a physical confrontation. Bublik had challenged Moutet to meet me outside. Heading into their showdown in Paris, Moutet fired a warning in the press. "I'm coming to send him home." But the match on court told a different story. Bublik dominated, winning convincingly 6-4, 6-3. He then turned to the camera and wrote, "On the way home. Bold, direct, leaving no doubt." In his post-match comments, Bublik didn't soften his message. He spoke too much. "I had no choice but to punish him. Good thing he lives in Paris. The taxi won't be long." Moutet, meanwhile, kept his composure in the aftermath. "There are people who talk and people who do. I focus on me," he said, alluding to Bublik's showmanship. This match wasn't just about shot-making or strategy. It was about pride, provocation and pressure. Bublik turned words into action. Moutet's pre-match bravado backfired. What lesson? On the fast indoor court in Paris, mental edge matters as much as serve speed. Bublik seized the moment. Moutet paid the price. For the fans it was more than a tennis match. It was theater. A reminder that rivalries in sport often play out as loudly off-court as on. And in this case, Bublik made his statement loud and clear. Big Ben is back. At just 23 years old and ranked inside the top 10, Ben Shelton stepped into Paris with power, purpose, and something to prove. Tonight, we retrace how Shelton turned heads at the Paris Masters, relaunched his season, and punched his ticket to Turin. After a breakthrough season, including his first Masters 1000 title in Toronto, Shelton arrived at the La Défense Arena with high expectations. He knew that a strong run in Paris would not only boost his ranking, but also secure his place at the year-end finals in Turin. Facing a stacked field, the indoor hard-court conditions suited his game. Big serve, aggressive forehand, short points. In the round of 16, Shelton faced upset alert veteran Andrey Rublev, seeded 12. The match was tight in the first set, a tiebreak, but Shelton held his nerve and claimed it. Final score, 7-6, 6, 6-3. What stood out? Shelton won 87% of his second serve points, his serve was nearly unbreakable, and he dictated the tempo behind his forehand drive. With that win, Shelton clinched qualification for the ATP Finals in Turin, a major career milestone. This match felt like a return to self. The power, the confidence, the shot-making all aligned. But the road stopped there. In the quarterfinal, Shelton faced Jannik Sinner, seeded 2, and despite his serve and effort, the match slipped away, 6-3, 6-3 in favor of Sinner. Sinner returned well, attacked Shelton's second serves, and broke early in each set. For Shelton, the serve still worked, but the return game and rally tolerance showed room for improvement. This defeat doesn't erase his progress. Rather, it highlights the gap still to be closed if he wants to regularly beat the elite. Shelton's Paris comeback shows two key things: serve and aggression. When he's on, his serve gives him free points and control of the match. A need for growth in returns and baseline rallies. Against Sinner, the margin was clear, the points to be won were fewer. Looking ahead to Turin and beyond, if Shelton carries this momentum, he's positioned for a deep run in the ATP Finals. But to win big titles, he'll need to add more consistency, more depth in his game. In short, Paris was not the final word, but it was an important statement. Ben Shelton is back. And the tennis world should watch him. From Paris with power. Shelton has answered the call, made his move, and now turns his gaze to Turin. The next chapter starts now. Paris, November 2025. The perfect stage for a twist of fate. Jannik Sinner came for more than a trophy. He was chasing number 1 in the world. And this Sunday he did it. In the Rolex Paris Masters final, Sinner beats Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-4, 7-6, his first Paris title. And with it he passes Carlos Alcaraz, back to world number 1. A remarkable performance. Sinner didn't drop a single set during the entire tournament. With this victory he adds a 5th Masters 1000 trophy to his collection and extends his indoor winning streak to 26 matches. But this rise goes beyond numbers. His semi-final was already a statement. He crushed Zverev 6-0, 6-1 in just 61 minutes. A clear message: Italy is back on top. For Auger-Aliassime, the final was a massive chance. A fight for the trophy and a shot at Turin, but the Canadian couldn't turn the match around. He left with respect, but also with a tough loss. In Paris, Sinner didn't just win a tournament. He changed the balance of power. World number 1 again. A major title secured. And now all eyes turn to Turin, where the reign continues.